Hello, this is Dennis Carbonaro, the creator of Bark Park in Dalgety Bay in Scotland. The reaction to my Park of WOWS was always overwhelming positive, especially in the first 5 years, up until June 2020. Bark received glowing reviews, media attention, and even proposals from notable figures like the Dukes of Argyll of Inverary Castle here in Scotland. However, this admiration never evolved into the respect I was entitled to as a living author working from his own home and his own gardens. Over time, I experienced a gradual erosion of my fundamental rights. As a resident, I lost my right to privacy. As a living author, I was denied my intellectual property rights. As the creator of a busker home in a town of cookie-cutter homes, my diversity was not respected. And as a human being, I was denied my right to an alternative economic model. Under Article 23 of the UDHR and the ICESCR, these are two acronyms from where the Article 23 is studied from. Visitors who neither booked nor supported me gradually became invaders, intruders, feeling entitled to access my space at any time, day and night, without ever contributing. They were not customers. They were not friends or supporters. They became stalkers. The intrusion led me to protest by covering my walls with garbage, evolving into my current artivist campaign titled WOWS Don't Grow on Trees, Garbage and Clutter Do. The protest repels these uninvited and unsupportive visitors, turning Bark Park from a tourist attraction into that's the way I call it, a scare crowd, which is a distortion of the word scarecrow. I added a D at the end of the word scarecrow. Or even an attraction, another word I made up. It's basically the word attraction in which I inserted the word rat. So it reads attraction. So it's no longer a tourist attraction, but something else, the anti-Bark Park, basically. This is my way of defending my rights that have been eroded year after year. The current artivist campaign follows others. This is not the first one. The first one was a strike titled WOWS on Strike. That was in June 2020, July. And that was the very first time I complained after 5 years and 2 months. The second one was titled Pay the Piper. Since 1284, which is a reference to the Pied Piper of Hamelin. That was, I guess, in 2023 mostly. But now my latest campaign has evolved, yes, has evolved into the Dalgety BayCOTT, a boycott aimed at pressuring authorities to protect my home, my work, my privacy, and my right to alternative economic model, as I think they should have done from the beginning. Bar Park is a park of WOWS, inspired by the idea of breaking away from conventional living and celebrating human non-digital creativity. I wanted to challenge the typical cookie-cutter home model and create a space that encouraged outdoor living and physical health, high physical health in the outdoors. Each wow in Bar Park is an expression of this spirit, an open air dimension that blends innovation, originality, extreme originality, sustainability, self-expression, and usually, primarily, using recycled materials. This artivist campaign, WOWS Don't Grow on Trees, Garbage and Clutter Do, was born out of necessity, not creative inspiration, as many seem to be misunderstanding. As explained earlier, this protest was and is a direct response to the ongoing erosion of my rights. And again, I've lost my right to privacy. I've been denied my intellectual property rights. My diversity has not been respected. And I've been denied my right to an alternative economic model, see Article 23 of the UDHR and the ICESCR. The garbage and clutter of this campaign represent a form of resistance, a way to defend my home and my rights against exploitation. Over time, it evolved into a boycott, Dalgety BayCOTT, designed to repel those who exploited my work without respect or contribution. For almost 10 years, I have felt treated like trash, without the respect I deserve in my own home. And trash is the theme of this campaign. This trash is not the result of creative passion, but of my need to protest the fourfold increase in discrimination and disrespect, notwithstanding the quadruple well-established rights that should have protected me. Well-established rights. I guess people should react with a mix of surprise and disappointment now when they see what Bar Park has become under the visual noise of this artivist campaign. For almost 10 years, visitors came to admire my WOWS, experiencing Bar Park as a unique creative attraction. However, as the park transformed from a space of creative expression into an artivist protest, where many of the WOWs are now obscured by garbage and clutter, there seems to be a lingering sense of disillusionment. City Council officials have often met with me, and they are aware that this peaceful and legal boycott, the Dalgety BayCOTT, is nothing but a tool to pressure the authorities to find a solution for the survival of this park of WOWs, which has been admired by so many, but respected by so few. I understand that my neighbors are frustrated by this protest. But this protest is not something I can simply take down without addressing the underlying issue. This situation is not unlike the historic movements for civil rights, such as the Montgomery bus boycott, which lasted 381 days, or the Stonewall riots, which were pivotal in the fight for LGBTQ plus rights. In both cases, the protests continued until a meaningful solution was found. And in my case, the Dalgety BayCOTT is a peaceful, non-violent, and legal boycott, just like the Montgomery boycott. And it will continue until we can collaborate with the authorities to create a solution that guarantees the protection of my rights and the long-term survival of Bark Park. This is not just about clearing up the garbage, and I repeat, as a resident, I've lost my right to privacy. As a living author, I've been denied my intellectual property rights. As the creator of a busker home in a town of cookie cutter homes, my diversity has been not respected. And as a human being, I've been denied my right to alternative economic model under Article 23, blah blah. While I understand the frustration over the delayed property sales, it's hard to view a few months' delay as significant compared to the 10 years of suffering and rights violations I've endured and continue to endure. Like the civil rights movements of the past, this protest will only end when a solution is in place that ensures I can return to my work in a way that is respected and sustainable, just as it was maybe in the early years of Bark Park. Not even. The City Council is aware of this and we are working towards a resolution, but until then, the boycott remains. In closing, Bark Park has always been a celebration of non-digital open-air creativity, and I believe it can continue to inspire people for years to come if we can find a solution that respects and protects my rights. This boycott, the Dalgety BayCOTT, is a necessary step to ensure that the creativity and innovation that Bark Park stands for can survive and thrive. I want to remind people that non-digital open-air WOWS don't grow on trees. The time, effort, and passion I've poured into Bark Park deserve recognition and support, not exploitation and excuses. I want to highlight the absurdity of the situation. Within my own residential space, where one would expect the greatest respect for my rights, 4 distinct rights that should have multiplied the respect I receive have instead resulted in a 4-fold discrimination and disrespect. It is unacceptable that here in my own home, where else if not here in my own home, I face such a blatant disregard for my privacy, my intellectual property, my diversity, and my economic autonomy. 4 rights in one home. in one home. Now, I look forward to working with the authorities, which we are already, and the community, and with the community, to find a way forward that respects my work, my rights, and the unique role Bar Park plays as a busker home, both in this town and beyond. Thank you. Have a good night. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.